especially Turtle Rock. The way Turtle Rock works is much different. You can mirror into the middle of the dungeon, and that's usually how the runners will complete it. But we got what looks to be an easier seed today, because we got Blue Mail right off the bat in Link's house.
Looks like pendants at Skullwoods, Turtle Rock, and the green pendant at Ice Palace, and then a red crystal over at Meyer. And you see, I think this is Goomba's screen in the bottom right. He's killing the... Yep, there it goes. Okay, he killed the Ropa there with 4 bushes. This sets up a tree pull, which he can do right here south of Hype Cave. Although this is a very dangerous place to do a tree pull. Work with me. Work with me. He'd like to do this tree pull, but the enemy RNG is not favoring him. He does take a death. He still maintains that tree pull, though, so he can walk back there and do it again. Elise, meanwhile, coming to Becca Woods to get the free bombs there.
Yeah, this is a sort of a common start in Inverted. You just go straight to Skullwoods, you farm bombs, and head down to Village of Outcasts after. You can see on Signum's side there's a couple of bomb bushes here below the bombable hut, so players will farm for bombs there sometimes as well.
Looks like Lin found 20 rupees on Stumpy, which he can turn into infinite rupees here at the archery game. It's a very simple setup for this to nail the targets 5 times in a row and get a 104 rupee profit.
It looks like Signum's heading straight into Thieves Town now.
Was that Flippers that Elise just found? I think it was.
So those flippers will open up access to East Dark World.
Right, which right now is 1 chest in pod and the pyramid. So not ideal to like go over there right now, but it's definitely an option available.
Yeah. And here's a look at Hype Cave now. Hype Cave is actually usually quite a bit more hype in Inverted, since it is a Sphere 1 location, but today we got a Quake Medallion and not much else.
We found a sword in Thieves Town.
Oh, according to our tracker, Stumpy actually had the Moon Pearl.
Oh, did he? Oh, where were the 20 rupees from then?
I don't know.
Maybe he got the tree pull and it was blue rupees or something.
Signum's finding a Bombos medallion in Thieves Town. And a sword somewhere as well. I missed where that sword came from.
Okay, so sword, bombos, flippers. I think we're going into Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's good potential for that. You'll notice on Lin's screen, he actually went in to buy bombs, but there's a blue potion for sale there. That's a change made specifically for Inverted, so that you can always get a magic refill whenever you need to. Normally that shop just sells red potions.
Yeah, early required Spike Cave made this very important, because if you ran out of magic, you had no way to get it back.
Of course, you do need to find a bottle first before you can use that. First hint of the game tells us there is a sword in Eastern Palace.
So Signum is going to continue through Thieves Town for us with the sword in hand. That makes a blind a lot simpler if you are cognizant of the blind script. But he's already down to half a heart, and these guys do not kid around. These little grasshoppers.
Yeah, they do. Well, on Blue Mail, 1 heart of damage, but that's still instant death for Signum.
Yeah, that'll be enough.
Using pots to kill the grasshoppers there, being very careful.
Real safe.
So one thing about inverted is you always need gloves for Dark World access. Because even if you have to do Aga, you still need gloves to get to Aga Tower, which is up on top of the mountain where Gannis Tower used to be.
Yeah, and conversely, you won't need a way to break the barrier because Aga Tower is, not where it's supposed to be. So it's like you have to, like, playing inverted coming from open or standard, like you have to rememorize all these access requirements for places.
Yeah, for sure. Highly recommend using a map tracker for your first few times playing inverted.
So no gloves. Signums had to go around the jellies to get over here to the cell. This is quite terrifying. These rooms that he's in with half a heart. Like, usually when you get to Thieves Town, it's like, well, I got hit, no big deal. You just keep going. But when you're this low on hearts, it's not really an option.
Yeah, getting there's a couple of heart drops there, and he got another heart from an enemy, so he's in good shape now.
And it looks like the small key is in the big chest, so he won't even have to worry about leaving an item behind. Alright, Signum's about to start his blind fight. Looks like we will see the blind script here. Well, the start of it, anyway. Very nice.
Yeah, not quite the script, but gets it done anyway. So that's the first crystal for Signums.
Yeah, it's one of the fantastic things about the blind script, that you don't even have to do the whole thing for it to already start really helping your blind fight. Like, he only did the first 3 hits of the 9-hit script, and blind, it's basically like the fight started with blind only having 6 health instead of 9.
Yeah, having that blue mail helps a little bit too. So looks like for the next bit, it's probably just going to be runners sort of retracing each other's steps. But it's looking like our progression is going to be either in Ice Palace or East Dark World.
Worst case scenario here is something like Hammer in Ice Palace and progression on Cold Stare. But we do not have to worry about Cold Stare until we do find the hammer. He will always be hammer locked.
Yeah.
Goomba getting his sword and Bombos medallion in Thieves Town. Looks like he will continue on to blind as well.
Yeah, with at this point, I don't see why you would want to nope out here. I mean, the hammer, you want to find the hammer, but it could always be in the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah, one of the big reasons why I like to try to do the hype cave first before coming in here, just because, like, what if the hammer's in there? Of course, with these really sparse item layouts early in the game and inverted, you don't always have that opportunity.
So, while we're waiting for runners to make their way to some new areas, Koi, you got any predictions on what kind of troll items we might see later on?
The book is always like a really big one in Inverted. Like the book is 100% required to get into Desert, no matter what. It's basically the Ice Rod of Inverted, right? But then on top of that, there's still the Ice Rod.
Yeah.
Luckily, Turtle Rock is a pendant today, so maybe we won't have to see Trinex. Although some would tell me that by saying that, I have now confirmed that Trinex will be required.
Alright, Signum's now heading up to Skull Woods as the rest of the players work their way through Thieves Town.
Yeah, he's going to need to find the flippers that are in here. Progression is definitely locked behind those flippers. We've seen everything else. Alright, Alu's showing us the whole blind script this time.
Most of it, anyway.
Yeah, he missed a swipe there at the end, but, you know, if Blind has like 2 hits left and you're still on 5 hearts, things are going to go fine, right?
Yeah.
Just power your way right through that.
Lin and Lin having, well, all the players having to take out all these enemies to open the door to the left, since normally you have gloves for Thieves Town, but not as often in Inverted.
Oh,
And,
Lin
ooh,
taking
Lin.
it dead.
That's a bit of a time loss.
And Bari said no. Looks like Lin is going to opt to not finish Thieves Town for now. Just let's go somewhere else.
Looks like Ellis, our first player, and yeah, he's going to just go straight into ice. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no bow, so only the first chest of pod is available. Now, it could be a key, which unlocks more locations, but definitely a big gamble to go there without the bow or even like a potion to sequence break it.
Yeah, it looks like Lin is going to do that, though.
Probably will check the pyramid first, I would imagine, right? Yeah, he's going over the pyramid. Alright, Alu's coming here to the compass room, where we just quake the Pengators. Very quick way to get rid of all of these horrible enemies on ice. Only a piece of heart, though.
And just a heart container on the pyramid ledge, but at this point you're definitely going to want to pick that up.
It's like a 25% increase in health. Wait, no. 20%. I can do math.
Ooh,
The Cane of
Samaria.
Of
That's a
course.
great hint, because
Yeah.
with Skolwitz being a pendant, you probably wouldn't be going back there anytime soon.
Yeah, and I believe we saw all the locations that they can get to in Skullwood, so it will be fire locked. The fire rod locked side. Luz thought about doing the bomb jump, but said, I don't have the hammer, let's not bother.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the rare situations where you don't bother with the bomb jump. But then, of course, when you do find the hammer in Ice Palace, then you kind of regret not doing it.
Yeah, the worst case scenario is like if you find the hammer here and can get to Cold Stare, but Cold Stare is Samaria locked. But we know that's Fire Rod locked, so I guess it would have to be like Fire Rod and Hammer in Ice Palace to really get punished.
Alright, Lin. First chest of pod is a key, so we can go further into the dungeon. Signums is 1 rupee short of pod money, unfortunately.
Oh no. There's one.
Gets it. Alright, there is the glove in Ice Palace. So that opens not a whole lot. It opens up catfish. But I can't really think of anything else that it puts in logic.
Yeah, nothing in logic, but they can sequence break up the mountain now. And even do Dark Aga if they were really feeling jumpy about it. I don't think we'll see anybody do Dark Aga today.
Nah.
And Alou says, please don't give me the big key. Please don't give me the big key.
Oh,
hey!
There's the lamp.
Well, Aga looks a lot more appealing now.
Yep. So, we'll see if Lynn finds anything in pod. But if not, it's definitely Ice Palace was the play.
Looks like Lin's going to do the Mimic clip to get rid of this red Mimic and sequence break over to the Bowlock side.
Yeah, so this is a somewhat recently discovered clip, and Lin gets it bufferless, which is really hard to do. The way I do it is with start menu buffering, which is really slow. I haven't really figured out how to do it like the way Lin did.
I just don't do it. That seems to work out for me.
Oh, there's the hammer and pod.
Oh my god.
So
that's Dark World access.
And Lin, forgetting that he just got the hammer, takes a death warp. Or maybe... Okay, probably wants to check the bridge chest. So Aga not going to be required.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Alous is going to do Aga.
I don't blame him here. I mean, who wants to go into pod at this point? Oh, I guess Aga is logically required if we don't find the bow.
Oh, the hammer was bow locked.
Yeah, it was in the right side there.
Hashtag ban Mimic clip.
Yeah, that's it's definitely a controversial clip. There's some people think it should be not allowed, but it is currently allowed, so nothing wrong with Lin doing that.
So Alous saves the old man and now has to climb all the way back up to the top just to check Spectacle Rock Cave. Going after the item blind to get the hint tile with it.
Death Mountain is quite a slog and inverted. You'll notice Goomba lifting up the bush. This actually lets you walk at normal walking speed with the old man rather than the slightly slower speed.
You know, people tell me that, but I have yet to notice a difference.
I think it's when you go diagonally it makes you move faster. And Illa's actually not going for Aga. Going into Skull Woods for some reason. Did you not check the big key chest, maybe?
That must be it. The big key chest is kind of frustrating to get to early on when you didn't have a weapon earlier. With the sword, it makes it a bit easier, though.
It looks like Lynn didn't find anything else of use in Pod, so, but he's got that out of logic hammer. Let's see what he plans to do with it. Not heading to
It looks
Ice
like
Palace.
he's gonna go into Thieves Town. He didn't finish it before.
Oh, right, that makes sense.
He feels a lot more confident about Thieves Town now because he has that hammer. Alright, Lucy didn't find anything there in Skull Woods. Does not go to Pod. It looks like we will be going to Aga after all.
Yeah, this makes sense. So the question is going to be where does that bow end up? And how long is it before they come back to Pod? And the other thing is Lynn could actually finish Ice Palace while he's there. I don't know if he will or not, but
yeah, it sounds like a good thing, right? Like, oh, I can finish Ice Palace on my first trip. This is fantastic as I sequence broke this hammer. But it's actually kind of a horrible thing for Lin, unless he's really, really good at hammer cold stare.
It's certainly possible, but it's not a fun fight.
So he does know that the hammer he got is out of logic. Like he did like this really difficult sequence break to get to this hammer. So if he chooses not to finish Ice Palace, it will be a good call from him.
Oh, we found a bow. Wait, what? The bow was
What?
in Super Bunny Cave.
Did Elise not do that before? Oh, he only checked Spectral Rock and then saved and quit.
Ah, so Aga's not required, surprisingly.
Oh, we can even open up Turtle Rock and check a hint.
Goomba is going to Aga.
What? But you just got the bow. Okay, Elise is going to go over to Pod, it looks like.
See, my philosophy with Inverted is the sooner you get to the light world, the better. So, anytime you can do Aga, I kind of just go straight for it, even if you do have some other stuff open.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like this. It's not just like a couple locations now with the bow, right? With the bow, you can confirm you can get to everything in Pod except for the boss, and you're only one item away from light world access. Compared to this guaranteed light world access by killing Aga, but it takes like 5 minutes, maybe more with casting bombas a few times.
Yeah, the bow definitely helps out when you're only on Fighter Sword, though. Illa's going for Catfish, meanwhile.
Yeah, this will be our first look at Catfish.
Lin finishing off Thieves Town gets their first crystal.
What do you got, Catfish? Oh, okay.
Guess I'll grab that while I'm here.
It'll be a while before you can turn it in, but, fetch quest is fetch quest.
Yeah, a mushroom is a really obnoxious fetch quest, since even if you have the flute, you can't just flute there, because the flute works in the Dark World. All right, chat. How many blue balls are we gonna get here today? What do you think, Koi?
Oh, it's always 3. It's always 3.
I'm gonna go for 0.
What?
Just be extra nice.
Well,
Okay, I'm
there's
wrong.
1. There's 3. Don't make me a liar, Aga. He made me a liar. Five. Five blue balls today. That's kind of bad RNG.
Yeah.
Just like that, Goomba is in the light world, our first player to make it.
Did Signums go to Ice Tea or Hammer? Or Glove, rather? Looks like
I don't think he's been to Ice Team.
he was right above it and then kind of paused for a second and went this way. Wonder if maybe he doesn't know Ice Palace that well.
It wouldn't be too surprising though. Like, it's not that often you come in here without the hammer, right?
Oh, Ice Tea had the lantern?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay,
know
he
where
has
he's
been
going.
in here.
I'm very confused.
Yeah. I think he
But he didn't find the big key, so I'm not sure where he's going. I guess he didn't use the small key to go over to the spike room. So now he's gonna have to come up here and bomb jump over.
I think he forgot which way he was going. Meanwhile, Goomba heading into the front of Escape. This is pretty normal to do this check right off the bat after Aga, since you're right there. Alright, there's that glove for Lynn. And opting not to go to the right side and instead walking out of the dungeon.
What are you doing, Lin?
I have no idea what's happening now.
I'm very confused.
Oh, he wants to do the bomb jump.
Oh.
That makes
Alright,
sense.
so
Yeah,
I guess
so
we're
he's
gonna
planning
see-
to finish it off, yeah. I was so confused there for a second.
Yeah, but even if you wanted to do the bomb jump, like, why would you not check those 2 chests first? Like, you might find out that it's not Samaria locked and you wouldn't have to do the bomb jump.
Maybe he just doesn't know how to do it without the bomb jump, because I certainly don't.
Oh, with the vanilla
Oh.
way? Oh, hi,
Look
Boots.
at what Goomba just found. Boots.
What are those?
So I think that'll
They're
make
the
up
boots.
for doing an unnecessary Aga play.
Yeah, he'll definitely be getting to Hyrule Castle a lot sooner than anybody else. Aluz, meanwhile, being the only player to be here with the lamp and the bow, will be able to finish Palace of Darkness and get our second crystal. Unless Helma disagrees, I guess.
Right, Lillian, now checking the right side. And Goomba checking Graveyard Ledge, which you'll see now has a ladder added into it, so you don't have to use the mirror. You won't be able to check King's Tomb. So in Inverted, King's Tomb there hard requires the Titansmiths. There's no way around it. It's in fact the only location that always requires the Titansmiths.
Yeah, the Titansmiths are kind of they have a lot less value in Inverted. They can be required for other things like getting to Mire if you get like a really late mirror, but like that's the only thing that always requires the Titansmiths, right? I don't think you don't even need Titansmiths to win the game. Like you can do it without ever finding them.
Yeah, for sure. There's Helmosaur down for Illis.
Wait, Lin doesn't finish Ice Palace.
Okay.
I'm so confused. Why did you go back for the bomb jump then?
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
I think maybe he found the third item and was like, I don't need Green Pendant. But he was prepared for the third item to be on Coldster himself.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Lynn now gonna go for Catfish. It looks like instead of heading to the Light World, probably wants to find that bow.
Yeah, the bow is keeping Lin from wanting to go to the Light World right now. He has access to the Light World, but he knows that the hammer he has his bow locked. He wants to put everything back into logic.
And Goomba finding $300 at the Lumberjack Ledge. And now begins what I kind of call the scavenger hunt phase of Inverted. Once you get the Light World access, there is a ton of overworld stuff to do. And Goomba has pretty thankfully found the boots first, making all this stuff a lot faster.
Yeah, like the beginning of an opener standard seed usually involves like 20 minutes of scouring the world looking for Dark World access. And in Inverted, that hunt begins now. Even like just Kakariko is going to take like 6 minutes just to get through all of these chests.
Lin, meanwhile, going to start on the South Shore instead. Alright, Blind's Hut pretty empty there. Goomba doing spin speed off that. Finds a red boomerang and the hook shot.
All the stunning.
And the mirror. Alright, that mirror opens up
everything.
Bunch of stuff.
Like everything. Yeah.
That's really good for Goomba because now he can combo Eastern and Pod, and that'll get him that hammer.
Yeah, I gotta imagine he's thinking Eastern Pod right now. He's just doing these checks that are on the way. Like, I doubt we'll see him do South Shore just yet. Although I guess with the flippers, it's not too crazy. Like, you can just swim over to Hobo and then swim up to Eastern from there.
Yeah. Might even do the, yeah, he's going to do the Smith chain here. So with the mirror, you can do the Smith chain without the Titan Smiths. And Signum's unfortunately going to be going to Aga here. This is our first bottle from the Smiths.
I'm supposed to get that too. I believe there's a sick kid near here who has an affinity for such things.
Yeah. He doesn't even trade you for the bottle. He's just like, wow, you have a bottle. I'm going to give you this.
You're so awesome. I can't believe you have a bottle. I wish I had a bottle. No, I don't want your bottle. Here, take my stuff, though. Use this to bury me.
Lynn checking the back of the skate now. I don't know if we saw this.
I don't believe we did. I don't remember if Goomba did even Dark Cross. I would assume he did.
It might have been a map or key. Of course, you wouldn't know that if you hadn't done back the skate. There's $300 at the dig spot. So some buried treasure.
Well, it looks like the small key was in the front. Maybe Goomba did do it and we just weren't paying attention. It would not be the first time I've been accused of not paying attention.
Oh boy, there is the ice rod in the purple chest.
Wow, that might be required. That's about all I can say about that.
I'm gonna check Agina, and as well you can check Checkerboard Cave here. It's don't actually need the mirror for it. It's only locked by the gloves.
I'm a little surprised he came over here to Desert. I would have thought he'd put this off until he wanted to do Mire. Or had the book and could do actual Desert too.
That was a quick map check. I think Hera was the remaining 5/6 crystal.
That was what I thought I saw too.
And Gooba now going to check. We'll see what the Mire medallion is, and it's Bombos. So we could go inside Mire if we wanted to.
Yeah, pretty terrifying proposition without the Canis Maria, though.
Yeah, Goomba with that right now. I wonder if Goomba might check the first chest of swamp here. You already have to pull the dam anyway, so you might as well hop in.
Yeah, it's not even close to the same kind of time loss as in an opener standard seed. But, you know, time loss is time loss.
Just a joke hint from Swamp. Illis will be able to full clear Swamp, however, and he might do just that.
Yeah, Swamp's looking pretty good for Illis.
Just a compass in the first chest.
Bye, Swamp Palace. Signubs, despite being the last person to enter the Light World, is going to be our first player into Eastern Palace. Skipping Kakariko, though, so no mirror to get over to Pod afterwards.
Goomba gonna give us a look at Mini Moldon Cave here. And bottle with some blue goo from Sahasrahla, so that's kind of a nice little safety. And there's a Master Sword and the Cane of Burnout, and was that Ether?
Yeah, I think it was the Ether Medai.
Okay. Oh, Lynn has already been there, okay. Looks like Goomba's going to check the hint here. So this hint is in opener standard. This is so far out of the way that it almost never gets checked. But in inverted, when you have the mirror, you can check it while you do Ice Rod Cave. When checking hammer pegs, no, I don't think anyone did this yet.
I believe you are right. Although I think Alus had the opportunity.
Yeah, I think Alus skipped all the Smith stuff because, well, I don't know why.
Well, we found the book here at Swamp Palace. That's going to let us full clear desert.
Yeah, it's definitely required. Goomba walking on water. So this is a little glitch you can do from the Ice Rod Cave or from Mini Moldon Cave. Just do a dash alongside the pit, jump off a south-facing wall, and you can just run on the water.
Yeah, Link to the Past is a little broken.
Yeah. We like to say that, but at the same time, we are playing on the version 1.0 ROM, the first version of it released.
Yeah, the most broken version. Or I guess more accurately, the least fixed version.
So Illis skipped left side, and if I know Illis, I don't think he's going to go back for it.
Well, he did find the big key in the back, so he'll be a little more incentivized to stepping back in here. And it's still pretty early in the game, right? Like, there's a lot of things that could be over there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Looking at the items, really all we're looking for at this point is the canister Mario and possibly the fire rod if
Well, the
we
fire
need
rod
that
locks
for
the cane.
GT. Oh, that's right. We have a hint for that. I'm not sure if all the players got that hint though. Zora, just a few bombs there. Illis doing a fighter sword Argus. I think this is still faster than doing hammer Argus, even though hammer Argus is a little easier.
Yeah, those menus take up a ton of time. So Goomba ended up not going into Eastern, a crystal dungeon you can full clear, and instead going up to the mountain. There's a lot of checks on the mountain, though, so it's not like this is a bad place to be. Like, he has full access to light and dark East Mountain.
Yeah, he might be hoping for the hammer before he goes to pod, which is unfortunate since the hammer's in pod.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, because he could just walk over the top. Frickin' inverted. That's confusing me.
Yeah, he won't be able to do Hera. You always need the hammer to do Hera and inverted. So that'll be an extra trip up the mountain for Goomba later on. And Illis is proving me a liar by doing left side swamp. Ooh, there's a Titan's Myth in Paradox Cave.
Oh, that'll make Goomba's trip here a little better. He'll be able to enter the Dark World on the mountain on the east side rather than having to go back over to the west side.
That floating island there has a little bridge that lets you get across, since of course you can't mirror there.
I mean, even with the mirror though and the mitts, Goomba's trip on Death Mountain is always going to be super inefficient, right? Because of Spiral Cave and Mimic Cave. Both of those locations you have to jump off the top to get to. And once you jump down to one, you can't get to the other without walking up Paradox Cave all over again.
Yeah, inverted is funny. Goomba can also do some stuff in Turtle Rock. You can do Laser Bridge. And that looks like what he's about to do right now.
Lin getting caught by the bully's friend.
Alright, on Laser Bridge we got a key, map, another key, and a big key.
That is God Mode TR. Unfortunately, we don't have a fire rod, and it's a pendant.
Yeah. Now let's get question about the pedestal. Pedestal is guaranteed not required today. No, the Samaria is Fire Rod locked in Skull Woods, and Fire Rod cannot be on the pedestal, and we know where everything else we need is. It's giving us a look now at Bomble's tablet. Oh, there's Fire Rod in Turtle Rock for Goomba.
Of course it's in ZR.
Yeah, that is
So
no
that's
mode
no
for
mode,
us. Yeah.
Okay, so Goomba, for his go mode, does have to go into Pod to get the hammer, and then Samaria from Skullwoods.
Yeah. Now, do you remember where that hint was about Samaria?
I don't remember. I want to say Ice Palace, though.
I'm trying to figure out if all the players have that hint, because that is a huge hint. The book was in Swamp Palace.
Oh yeah, Goomba will have to do that as well.
Looks like Illis now heading into Desert. We're gonna check Meyer first. I guess makes sense. Maybe hoping to find the boots before he goes into the desert. Yeah, we don't know if the boots are required yet. No one's actually been in there.
All these progression items are so spread out.
Yeah. Boots were in Zelda's cell in the front of his cave. Green Lane doing Hera here, Hera basement.
Looks like Goomba's gonna head over to Skullwoods right away and get that Canis Maria. This is actually kind of bad news for Goomba, though, because finding the cane just means that more item locations have opened up that he might go to looking for the hammer before heading into Pod.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So what does the cane open up for him? So he'll be able to get to Vitreous, so we'll probably see like a Meyer dip soon after this. But he'll also be able to get everything in Turtle Rock except for the two... No. Yeah, he can just get everything in Turtle Rock, yeah. Shoot.
And yeah, Goomba picking up that cane. And okay, this does look like a Eastern pod play.
Like Eastern.
So this is really good for Goomba. Of course, he still has to make his way to Swamp for that book, but that I don't think will take him too long. Oh no!
He's going to Meyer. He was just using the faster portal, I guess. I don't know. Is that faster?
Well, he doesn't have the hammer.
Oh yeah, he didn't have a choice. Okay, you're right.
So yeah, this is definitely faster. And Ellis going to the back of Desert, so it wasn't boots locked. So unless that big key at Ganon's Tower is on the torch, I doubt any of the other runners are even going to find those boots.
So I feel like with all said and done, this actually puts Lin 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 in the best position.
Yeah, that mimic clip is huge. They'll get the bow here soon, and assuming they dip into Turtle Rock, they'll get that fire rod, and they'll just need the book out of Swamp.
Yeah, swamping a Crystal Dungeon, you'd expect him to head there, like, soonish.
Yeah.
Although, when you're one item from Go mode, Swamp isn't really anyone's favorite place to go.
I'm a fan of Swamp.
I think for me, it's like when I'm one item from Go mode, I look at Swamp as like this very big risk, because if I don't find it in the easy spots, I'm gonna feel so pressured to continue and do like left side unnecessarily.
Yeah.
But some runners are more comfortable making those gambles. I'm too neurotic.
Yeah, I always make the wrong call, but I still like Swamp because it's just got the most items. Signum's mirroring into the wrong spot there for a sec. And then getting bootless laser skips, these are... I find these are harder than with boots.
There is a much easier way to do this than what Lin Lin's doing, but whatever works.
Yeah, I could just pull out the Cane of Bruna.
No, I mean to do the walk skips.
Oh.
So like what Lin Lin's doing is waiting at the corner there and timing the walk around the laser, right? But you can actually time it out perfectly by just turning on a dime, like you're doing a boot skip, right? And if you stop very briefly as you're walking across, it times out perfectly and you don't have to wait at all.
I'll have to try that. Hey, there's half magic for Goomba.
Yeah, the walk skip method that I'm referring to was actually found by Kern, and he found it before I tried to learn walk skip, so I never got used to doing it the other way.
Of course it was found by Kern.
Well, so everything was.
Yeah, that half magic is especially nice for Goomba because he is right now on Master Sword Silverless.
Yeah, I'd expect we'll see like Burna dashes, I think might be his best option. For this upcoming Vitreous fight, I mean.
Yeah. Or Burna slashes. Or does that doesn't work with Burna, does it? The
magic
only works with Cake.
thing. Yeah, no, the Burna will continue using magic at the same rate. He does have lots of hearts, so it looks like he's going to start off with some spins here. He does not have enough hearts to do this with only spins. Oh, he doesn't have the boots. Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, why aren't you just stashing? Okay. I don't know. The problem with Burna slashes is that the lag it creates, it's really intense.
Yeah.
You get the same lag with the dashes, but you hit a lot more puffs with every pass.
Oh, Hillis and Signum found tempered somewhere. Was that in Eastern?
Yeah, there was a sword in Eastern. We had a hint for that early on, I believe.
That's right, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna be right back in 1 minute.
I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Help me, chat. Elu's getting gamed by Zelda Gamer Room. Makes it through. And Goomba, it looks like Goomba is finally making the play to head over to the Bowlock dungeons. He will likely be doing Eastern Palace first and picking up a tempered sword, but he has the mirror. He will very, very likely go into Pod right after and find his hammer. Okay, so for Go mode, Goomba needs to find this hammer in Pod and then get the book at a swamp. Lin needs to go get Samaria from Skullwoods with his newly found fire rod and find the book in Swamp. Signub needs to do, like, everything, unfortunately. And Alus needs to get the fire rod from Turtle Rock, which he may be headed towards right now, and Samaria from Skullwoods.
Yeah, Illis has just been grinding crystals out, and definitely, I think, has the advantage.
Yeah, it does look like that. Like, as long as he's cognizant of the Samaria being in Skullwoods, we should see eventually a Turtle Rock dip, and then, you know, just immediately save and quit and go get that. Of course, it does take a long time to do all these checks on Death Mountain, and he will be doing Tower of Hera before going to Turtle Rock, I would imagine.
I want to know where the flute is. It's probably in Ganon's tower at this point,
Yeah.
but the flute's a lot less useful in inverted because, first of all, you don't really need it most of the time, and second of all the flute spots are just in really annoying locations, most of them. Like flute spot 2 in the Dark World, that brings you to nothing except like catfish.
Yeah, the flute is actually rarely required for anything in inverted because everything that the flute does, you know, other items will also do.
Yeah, the only way it can be required is, I think, if the mirror is locked in Mizraim. There may be, I think there's some requirements for getting to Death Mountain with the flute, but
Yeah, it can be Death Mountain access if like your gloves are really late. No, wait, can it? No, because you.
yeah, because you
Yeah,
have to
you'd
get to the
always have the
light
gloves.
bulb.
The lamp would have to be really late.
Yeah.
So even when the flute is required for Death Mountain, like it's sequence breakable before you get there. An inverted entrance, Cassidy? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, that. I don't think it gets played very often because it's fairly new.
Was it on the website?
No, it's some sort of beta thing. I haven't tried it, but it sounds interesting.
Goomba mirrors outside of Eastern Palace and is not gonna get a pod yet. Gotta go get the monkey.
Yep. But this is going to be go mode for Goomba in just a minute here.
Oh, he'll still need to get the book from Swamp.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's the Einstratum inverted.
Signums. Not sure what you're doing. Okay, this is exiting Hookshot Cave the long way so he could get some health from the fairies, I guess. Oh, because he's planning to do Spike Cave. Or he would be if he
Or just
had the
to
hammer.
get through the Lionels, maybe.
Oh no, he's... Okay, he's going here, yeah.
Yeah, no mitts, no hammer, so that's the only way he has to enter the light world up here.
Yeah, chat making a good point. One thing, like, Illis seems to have a pretty sizable lead, but again, those boots, if that's required for the GT Big Key,
Rando gonna rando.
that could be a big problem for him.
Everyone knows that the chance of the big key being on the torch is increased 100-fold when you don't have the boots. Moldorn says, no! No, Elise! No!
So the chance of the big key on the torch is 100 out of 22.
Something like that. 101.
Goomba got the hammer, right?
Yeah, Goomba got the hammer, and he's going straight to Helmosaur. Elise did the same thing when he was in this dungeon. Goomba's one item from Go Mode, right? So if it's on the boss, you know, he's done. So he's just going to go back in for the rest, I would imagine.
Makes a lot of sense.
The book was in the compass chest in Swamp Palace. that is the south chest below the big chest. Down goes Helmosaur King. Goomba does not find his book. I think he will pretty much definitely go back in, though.
Yeah. And Illis, now we're going to check out the middle of Turtle Rock. We'll get that fire rod. And there's the cane for Lynn, so they just need to go to Swamp to get that book.
Alright, so Eluse picks up this fire rod. That's go mode for him, as long as he remembers that hint from earlier.
Yeah, and as long as that big
straight
P is
there.
out of storage.
Right, yeah.
I don't think we've seen the boots in yet.
It's pretty common routing for players, though, to, like, if they haven't found the boots at this point, to just assume that the boots aren't required.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's such a small chance that like
Like maybe you check some hit
silly.
tiles on the way, or
Yeah.
maybe like some really on the way checks you might do. But for the most part, just go mode everything else.
And Goomba is still not heading back to Pod.
Oh, he went into pod. You mean swamp, right?
Oh right, that hammer has not been marked, so for some reason I forgot he had the hammer.
Yeah, Goomba does have that hammer. It looks like he's headed over to Tower of Hera, and it's a big question right now. I think he might go into Turtle Rock after he doesn't get the book in Hera, but that would just be more time before he finds it.
Yeah. Alright, so on Illis's end, he's just got to make that trek over to Meyer. And I don't remember where the big key was.
It was in the torches one, the top torches.
Okay. So not a God Mine.
What is that, the map chest? I don't know, actually.
I think it's the compass chest, but could be wrong. I think the map chest is that stupid chest to the left of the big chest.
Oh, right, okay. Can I just say that it's silly that how many locations we refer to by their vanilla contents? Especially in map and compass chests, because like even like a pro NMG runner has no idea where the map and compass are. Because you always skip them.
I think there's a category where you have to get all the maps and compasses.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100% items.
So if you're on that category, then you definitely know which is which.
Elise had just enough magic to open this.
Lin is not moving right now.
Thinking
Hopefully,
really hard, I think.
hopefully nothing terribly wrong.
It's very unfortunate because he's like one check away from go mode.
Yeah,
Like the book's just, it's right there, man. It's right there.
but this happens. I mean, it's a daily race. It's not the most serious thing. So if you have to take a break, I don't blame you. Signums, meanwhile, is going to get the boots here, so not really necessarily required, but good to have, I guess. The problem is that might make him kind of deviate and start checking boot spots. Alright, there's that big key just on the Vidi. We got the bow and silver arrows, so Illis will have no problem with this fight.
Yeah, it should be pretty quick. So Goomba finishes up Tower of Hera, and where does he go? Spike Cave, obviously, right? I thought he might go into Turtle Rock and finish that off. He can get to, I think, 3 more checks there than his first trip. But maybe he was counting items. Maybe there's nothing at all.
And Signums is checking those boot spots, so that'll be a bit of a time loss.
All right, looks like Goomba's headed to Swamp Palace. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, but there's only one way that he can win this race on the restream, and that's if Illis gets very unlucky.
Yeah, Illis is quite a bit ahead right now in dungeons.
Speaking of dungeons, it's not going to be very long before Illis makes his way to Ganon's Tower. So, oh, one of the arrows got caught in the lightning bolt. That can happen. So why don't we start a little guessing game here?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys. Illis has 7 crystals. That is the number of crystals required to enter Ganon's Tower. In Ganon's Tower, there are 22 item locations that can contain the big key that Illis needs to finish the seed. If you would like to guess in which of those 22 locations Illis will find said big key, do so now. The winner gets nothing. Well, pride, which is everything. Winner gets everything.
I'm going to guess number 1.
Not 3.
Well, it depends which way it goes, but
Yeah,
I just always guess number 1.
Maybe he'll do the hybrid route, and it's actually going to be 7.
Now, the good thing for Illis, though, is that since Ganon's Tower is located at Hyrule Castle, if he decides to check Front of Escape first, it won't be a long search.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, he'll probably, I mean, I doubt he'll do Front of Escape before entering GT, but if he finds the big key on the torch, Front of Escape is probably where he'll go immediately after GT.
Yeah, unfortunately, he would probably clear, I would imagine, the basement of GT first.
Oh, most definitely. And there's Go Mode for Goomba. That book,
Yeah.
the ice rod of inverted.
And that's absolute go mode for Goomba. He doesn't have to worry about anything. Alright, there is our crystal animation. And Illis is going to go right side first, so now I don't want it to be 1. Small key. Number 2, bombs.
Oh, he's going over to cup the syrup. It's going to be 7.
Number 3, a small key. Number 4, the big key. And number 5, the flute.
Go activate it. Come on, Ellis. You know you want to.
Alright, so that is official go mode now for Illis.
Number 5, and our first viewer to guess 5 was, of course, Snaggles Cutie. Congratulations, Snaggles.
I think it was
Cutie.
number 4, wasn't it?
Wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it was 4. Never mind. You lose, Snaggles Cutie. Nobody gets 4. Well, nobody gets 4, so you're still the closest. All right, you get half credit. You get a lifetime supply of chocolate, but you don't get to live here.
So Illis definitely has a fairly sizable advantage over restreamed runners. But we don't know. There are a total of 19 runners in the race, so we don't know how big an advantage he has over the rest of the field, if any. Signum's finally getting that hammer.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has quite a few other places he'll need to go. I think he was in Turtle Rock earlier, I thought. I guess he didn't do the center with the big team.
Oh, yeah, that's really bad for Signums.
We will be waiting for Alus to finish before we announce anybody off-stream finishing.
Yeah, we don't like spoilers that much. And this room that's really easy with boots is not that bad either without boots, but they're not as fun.
My plan is usually walk directly into them and iframes through the rest.
If I have half magic, I like to just spam fire rod shots and just kill everything there.
Burn it all down.
I'm just gonna wait there for a second because there's a really pesky little bug that can happen if you go up the stairs at the exact same time on the same frame that the door closes. Everything in Gan's tower will just despawn and you have to mirror out and start over. It's a really stupid bug. It doesn't happen often, but it's such a bad thing to happen that it's worth waiting a second or two for that door to close. Hey, look, a blue bottle.
Not the worst thing to find.
Nope.
And I believe that is Goomba's 7th crystal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
He doesn't have Hera in swamp mark, but I know for sure he did swamp, but I'm pretty sure he did Hera. He's saving and quitting, which will put him right at the tower.
Yeah, that's one slight advantage of having done Aga. And Goomba bonking on the door there, that actually inverted causes.
I thought they fixed that.
It
Didn't they
causes
fix
the
that?
animation not to happen. I
They
don't know.
told me they fixed it. I was lied to.
Well, there's Aga 2 down for Illis. So now it is time for Ganon. Goomba doing left side first. Let's hope he's going for DM, Dark Magician route. And looks like he is, so he'll get that big key reasonably quickly. Ganon asking the tough questions. Illis taking a couple fire bat hits. Looks like he might actually, yeah, he's going to use that blue potion.
Using a safety, of course, is always faster than dying.
Yep. Unless you're trying to death warp. It's always fun when you death warp with a fairy.
Fun. Fun. Fun for everyone else, I think.
Alright, Illis on to phase 4 now. And just 4 silver arrow shots is all it's going to take. Even gets the torch glitch. 2, 3, and 1 more shot. And that's it.
See you later, Ganon.
Alright, Illis just has to cross this little bridge here into the Triforce room. And Illis is the first place finisher on Restream with an official SRL time of 1 hour 29 minutes and 12 seconds. And overall, out of the 19 racers, he also comes first. So Illis is our winner today. Congratulations. And we'll see if he wants to join us for an interview.
First on the restream. First overall. First in our hearts.
And we're joined by Illis. GG's, congrats on the win. Illis, we can't hear you.
Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me.
Is it better now?
Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry. Yeah, GG. It was fun playing inverted again.
Yeah. So, what did you think of that seed overall? It was kind of you were almost going to go to Aga there, but then you decided to go back to Pod and you got that hammer. What made you go to Pod over just staying on the mountain and doing Aga?
Well, for me, similar as the sword and the bomb was for an indicator for Ice Palace, that bow was an indicator to maybe go to Pod. It was an option before, but not as effective. If I hadn't found the bow, I would have gone to Aga, but I figured since I had the bow, maybe my Dark Vortex is a Pod. So I clear Pod, and I was successful.
Yeah. Now, one advantage. So 2 of the runners on Restream did defeat Aga. And they got a little advantage in that the boots, which you never found, were in Zelda's cell in
Oh.
Hyrule Castle. So they went and checked that after Aga.
Yeah, I didn't miss the boots too much after finding out that Desert Palace is not locked, so it was not a big deal.
Yeah, you had such a big lead going into GT. We were kind of hoping for key on the torch, just to make it a little more interesting, but no such luck.
I was on your side, Ellis. Okay, it was all Eddie. I'm hoping for Vicky on the torch.
Yeah. Interestingly, Lynn did the mimic clip in pod to get that hammer out of sequence, and we thought that was going to give him a big advantage, but things just kind of fell into place for you.
Yeah, I figured that someone, maybe Lin, maybe Goomba, might have mimic clipped for that hammer, but yeah, since I had the bow and the hammer, I had a bit of an advantage with that one, so I didn't mind it if someone mimic clipped.
Yeah.
Goomba ended up not going to pod for a very long time. He didn't even go over to Super Bunny to get the bow. Like, went straight to Aga after Ice Palace. So he was in like light world way before everybody else.
I can totally see that. It was kind of my plan as well. I figured I'd check Super Bunny, and after Super Bunny I wasn't too keen on checking or on going for Aga, so there's that.
Yeah, it makes
Like,
sense when you're like
you're
one item away.
Pod and Inverted is a bit like Eastern Palace in Open Standard. You kind of don't want to go there because it's quite a far away, and maybe it's bow locked anyway. So I can see why, but since I had the bow, as I said, I decided to go to pod. I figured that would give me an advantage, but I wasn't so sure if I was going to be winning this.
Yeah, you definitely had quite a sizable lead. I think the biggest thing is you just kind of went straight to crystals, and even though you were missing out for what was your go mode again?
Technically the cane.
Cane, yeah.
I was looking for the fire rods to get my cane because of the hint that cane is in Spellwoods. So I was looking for the fire rods, and I checked the item dense locations like in the Modon Cave, but I didn't want to go out of my way and check very long checks. So I wanted to commit to Turtle Rock after my 6th crystal, so I didn't do Harrow for a while, and in the end it kind of worked out, because committing to Turtle Rock is a bit of a time sink, so I wanted to make sure that something's in there.
Alright, so by the way, Goomba has just finished off Ganon and comes in 2nd place on the restream and 2nd place overall with an official SRL time of 1:34:40. Just sniping Fear Agent, who finishes in 3rd with 1:34:48. So get your G's in chat for Goomba.
It's the good old inverted squad that finishes in the first 2 places. I'm pretty happy. Once upon a time there was a post-daily inverted that has happened, and Fear Agent, me, Goomba, and some other people have been doing that. And I'm glad we still kind of can play this mode.
Yeah. And we're joined now by Goomba. GG's.
Hey, GG. Okay, so I want to know right now, Illis, did you or did you not kill Aghanim?
Nope, I didn't.
Didn't think so.
Yeah, with that time, killing Aga's pretty hard.
Yeah, the one advantage for Goomba is that it got you the boots. Illis never found those.
Yes. I had a ton of crystals to clear. Why would I go front of escape? I didn't think of escape. And I didn't have a key or a map, so I figured
God.
front of escape is likely worthless. And I've never done that. What's your deal? Dude.
That's funny.
I think escape is worth a lot less in inverted.
I mean, I agree. I never go to escape unless I kill Aghanim because it sucks. Oh god, that's funny.
So, Goomba, so you put off Eastern and Pod for quite a while. Was that just because you were hoping to find the hammer first?
Yep. Silly me, of course the hammer's always in Pod, where else would it be?
Can it actually be anywhere else? I don't think I've seen it anywhere else.
I'm not sure. I've seen it in Ice Palace a few times, I guess.
Oh, that's true.
I hope you immediately went into Ice Palace after that bomb was.
Of course. Although, I kind of wish I'd gone to Pod instead and gotten my hammer, but you know.
See, for me, the worst is hammer in the back of Thieves' Town. I'm gonna last location that every time.
Same. Well, almost every time.
Didn't you clear Thieves' Son on the first trip?
I did.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, even if there wasn't a sword there, I probably still would have done back of Faves and just left blind in the boss room.
Yeah, same.
Alright, Lin is now facing off against Ganon. Signums, unfortunately, cleared out most of Death Mountain, but skipped the chest in Turtle Rock that had the fire rod. So it's going to be a long time before he goes back for that.
Yeah, I thought that was one advantage I might have over other runners, is since I got the hammer so late, I kind of got forced into finding the fire rod early, and the fire rod was kind of in a dumb spot.
You definitely had the fire rod a lot earlier than everyone else.
And like after like the only thing behind the hammer was the book, and the book was just completely free.
Yeah, I for example cleared out Swamp Palace because I didn't want to leave the free items behind. There's that. I regret it a little bit, but at that point I only missed the fire rod and the cane basically. And I didn't know if the boots were required or not, so I didn't want to leave stuff behind at that point.
Yeah, I was saying Illis is definitely going to skip left side, and then you did it.
I'm sorry.
Illis, are you feeling okay?
it's all that entrance.
You always skip left side.
Yeah, but it was free item. Yeah.
But it's left side swamp. You hate left side swamp.
I definitely wanted to skip it, but this time.
Gotta interrupt you there because Lin has just finished off Ganon and comes in 5th place overall with an official SRL time of 1 hour 39 minutes 38 seconds. And
GG.
Our 4th place finisher was Bonta with a 1:35.42. And Lin is he's there already. GG's Lin.
GG.
Hey, GG, Lin.
I had to go AFK for like, I don't know how long I was AFK, but I was AFK, basically.
Rip.
Oh.
And I still managed to finish 5th. I mean, I felt good about the race, so me being AFK didn't actually bother me that much, because like, I'm pretty sure I had a different race from every other people here. Because I had the hammer at the 20th minute.
Yeah, you did that mimic clip. You were the only person to get that hammer out of logic.
See, when I got the bow, I did briefly consider going to Pod before doing Aghanim, but I said, nah. It's 4 or 5 items in pod versus literally the entire light world. What are the odds the hammer's in pod, right?
I mean, that was
Yeah, but
that was the other process for me.
the sword we got was for Ice Palace, right?
I mean, sure.
So maybe.
I don't know, like, depends if you did go to pod before Ice Palace or not as well. Like, if you did go, then yeah, I can get why you don't want to go back for those 2 quick checks, sorry.
I mean, if I had gone to pod without the bow, I would have mimic clipped. Also, get your memes out of here. No memes. Like, yeah,
But
if I had gone to pod and not mimic clip bow side, then yeah, sure, I definitely wouldn't have gone back. But even still, like, the solution was obviously Ice Palace, so I don't know.
I just wanted to go to pod. It just like, maybe I'll find a glove or the hammer that and the other one's gonna be in ice and it's gonna unlock something, you know. That's why I decided I'd go to pod before I went to ice, so I could like basically do more stuff possibly in ice.
Yeah, I mean, the only stuff I had left when I finally went to pod in Eastern was Mushroom Turn-In, King's Tomb, and the 2 King locked items in Turtle Rock. That's it.
That fire rod placement is very mean, by the way. It's very mean.
It was pretty mean.
I felt pretty good about that though, because since I got the hammer so late, I got kind of forced into the fire rod earlier.
Yeah, that's tripped up Signums, unfortunately, here. He's cleared out Laser Bridge and most of Death Mountain, but did not do... That was in the big key chest, right? The fire rod?
The fire rod was in the
Crystal
Crystal
Roller.
Roller. It's
Crystal
Roller.
Roller, that's right.
So
Yeah,
you need to
Crystal
go.
Roller.
You need to go to Laser Bridge to get the big key in order to get your fire rod. That's the thing.
Yep.
I think he did Laser Bridge, but he never went to Crystal Roller. So
That's a yikes.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
the
basically
game is
go.
locked behind
Yeah.
that rod anyways. So
I mean,
You have to go from the
Crystal
big chest.
Crystal Roller locking the fire rod or locking the cane is probably one of the more stupid things that can happen in Inverted.
Yeah.
You mean fun?
I mean, it's the same.
was-
on the boots?
I was a bit disappointed about the moon pearl, by the way.
Yeah,
same.
Goomba found the boots because he did Aga, and right after Aga went into the front of Escape and found the boots in Zelda's cell.
Oh, ew! Ew. So I'm guessing the small key is either like the first chest or Dark Cross, because I didn't
Yeah, it's
get
Dark Cross.
it. Okay. Ew. And no wonder I didn't find them. But yeah, it was kind of. When I found the book, like I'm still gonna do the checks, right? There's a chance that I need them. I'm just.
That didn't even occur to me, but the fact that if people got the hammer, they missed the boots, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I guess that's why I still finished second.
I got very lucky at the beginning because like the first I usually do a pull in front of Hype Cave, but the first enemy that I killed gave me 20 rupees.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
where the rupees came from.
I had no such luck. In fact, I got murdered by a zero trying to pull the statue. So that was good.
and I was like, okay, I'll go to the archery game then. And that's when I found a moon pearl. I was like, okay.
I went up to Skullwoods and I got a big 20
Yeah,
drop from one of
same.
the Baris.
Well, I didn't, but I went up to Skullwoods, got bombs, went to Hype Cave, went south, archery game. That's kind of my standard thing.
That was a kind of an empty Hype Cave for Inverted, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's what happens when all the goods are just in Ice Palace.
I actually thought that maybe the bow is just in ice, and then when I found the lamp, I was like, oh, the bow could be anywhere, because it could be a Naga Seed. It's actually a high chance that's a Naga Seed. And when I found the bow in Super Bunny, I was disappointed. I was like, that's actually not a Naga Seed at all, even with the Mimic Clip.
Yeah, but I mean, I still did Aga, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too.
That's very understandable. When I thought about it, like it was like, I can get that people, even after finding the bow, they're out there. They're just gonna do Aga, right?
Yeah, like, it's 4, maybe 5 items in pod. Killing Aga opens the entire light world for like 50 checks.
And Signum's finishing off Hera, but unfortunately does not look to be heading over to Turtle Rock, doing Spike Cave instead.
Maybe the fire run moved. Can we be sure of this?
See, you've got it the wrong way around. It's the ice rod that moves. It goes to wherever you're not looking for it.
Oh, shout out to the early ice rod in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you not have it, Yulus? What the?
What? Where was it?
In purple
Full
chest.
chest.
Oh,
I mean, with
Why-
mirroring
why would I?
Kak, I mean, with mirroring Kak, I just did it. I mean,
Same.
Yeah, I
Where
think
was
you
it?
put
Yeah.
off doing Kakariko upon entering the light world.
I did CAC because I wanted the mirror, but I went north, so I kind of didn't have time for Smith Chain.
no, okay.
Like I wanted to check Back of Escape and Lost Woods
Well,
and all that.
I started at Hyrule Castle, so...
I actually like went south. I did mini Moldorm to Ice Red Cave, and I was missing a bit of rupees, and I didn't want to gamble going to Zora, so I took the Whirlpool. And I did this, the Back of Escape, and went to Kak from there. It wasn't that bad of a route, to be honest.
I ran up from Hyrule Castle to Sanctuary, did that stuff, and then did like boot checks, Lost Woods, and came into Kak from the north, so...
Yeah, I came from to Kak from the north as well.
Alright, Signums is grabbing that purple chest,
Well,
which will get the ice rod, which maybe will remind them to go to Turtle Rock.
I just hope he's not colorblind. That'll be unfortunate.
Alright, well, while I was doing that, we do have a few more finishers I'll read off. Shire finishing in 6th place with 143. Asclepios Rod in 7th with a 147. Obscure Lifeform in 8th with a 148.06. And Frostbite 3030 in 9th with a 148.34.
Yeah, when I saw Illus's finish time, I was just like, yeah, nah, there's no way he did Aga. Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
Nope.
Though doing Aga and inverted is not the worst, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still a time loss, right?
And I probably didn't really lose that much time.
And whatever you lost, you gained it all back by having the boots the whole seed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I lost a couple minutes by doing Aga, but I gained most of them back from having the boots. I think the biggest time loss was honestly just going back up Death Mountain again just for Tower of Hera because I didn't have the hammer the first time.
Yeah, Tower of Hera is just gross and inverted.
Yeah, and I also ran over to Desert Mire area 3 times. That was good.
Signum's unfortunately now heading into Mire. Not going to find the fire rod in here. We'll find half magic, and that's about it.
I wonder if maybe he's just not aware that he skipped the Crystal Warrior. Wow.
Holy, that was loud.
beep.
There's an Amber Alert for Austin, Texas, which is like 12 hours away from me. Awesome.
Sick. Yeah, it's a pretty easy to location to forget, I think. Especially if you're not used to inverted.
Yeah, if you're not used to inverted logic, I can see people just getting lost trying to find a fire rod.
You have like even some entrance logic as well.
Maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
Could help you, but if you're not used to an inverter, yeah, that's a location you can easily forget.
I mean, I haven't played inverted in I don't know how many weeks.
Yeah, it's been ages since I played inverted.
But I'm really glad I still was able to do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty alright with my time, honestly. Like,
I mean,
sure,
same,
I
like,
lost. It was beat me by 5 minutes, but I mean, what can you do? It's rando.
Yeah.
Like, especially when I went AFK for 3 minutes, and I'm like, okay, sure, good time, good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of inverted like routing just kind of translates to entrance, and I play a lot of entrance, so
Lin, I really like your file name.
Same.
I like it too.
oh boy, let me take a look at this. Let's see, Speed Gaming 2.
Alright, Signum's wasn't able to get through that spike chest without taking a death. So I'm gonna continue through Meyer though.
Well, 147. Ooh.
Yeah, Illis with 129. That's a pretty solid rate.
Yeah, it's kind of low, but I think on average it's lower in inverted. Yeah. I'm just glad that the R play worked out.
Yeah.
I skipped a whole bunch of stuff like the flipper checks and escape and of course quite a bunch of GT. So
when I got the gloves, I went before I went into the light world. I went straight to catfish because like I'm looking for the bow at this point, right? 'Cause I have my
yeah.
hammer, but I don't have the bow.
I thought about just going to catfish, but I figured I know where the mirror is, and I have the
Wait.
flippers, so
There was a hint about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I should not have checked catfish when I checked catfish because I checked catfish.
I guess it
before
was
going
in
to farm.
Spec right? I never checked Spec I never checked it.
I don't remember. It might have been Spec Rock, might have been Ice Palace, might have been Thieves Town.
No, I
Evidently it was in Cap.
checked the hints in Ice, so that
It might have
It
been
was,
Spec Rock.
it was probably Spec Rock.
I didn't know. I never checked it. The thing. I did
So-
one trip to the mountain. One trip. That's it.
Yeah, I did not.
And when I got a fire rod, like I was feeling good, so I just like I didn't do Spiral Cave, I didn't do Spec Rock, and I didn't do Spike Cave.
I skipped Mimic Cave when I came back with the hammer, but that's about it.
I got screwed by forgetting the Spectacle Rock cave once, so I tend to check it after saving the old man.
I mean, at this point, I mean, I just didn't want to climb again, right? I had the hook shot already, and I just didn't want to climb again. So
yeah,
I can guess, like when you save the old man, you climbing back up. But from my perspective, it was my first trip to the mountain, and I had the whole mountain open, so I just went straight to Parallax.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when I'm missing 2 items, the fire rod. I mean, fire rod. I knew that the cane was locked by the fire rod, so I was missing 3 items, but still, maybe 4.
Yeah, that hint was really good.
Yeah, that was the MVP hint for sure.
That cane would have been absolutely miserable to find otherwise. Probably would have been my last spot.
Like,
honestly.
why would you go back to Skullwoods for one item? It's a pendant. Like, it's so horrible.
Yeah, like that.
You're
I think that
you're
would have
pulling
been my
pet.
last location if that.
You're pulling pet. At this point, you're pulling pet. That's the thing. You're going to Skullwoods in order to pull pet.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, probably.
Yeah, you. No, I mean you can't. Oh yes, yeah. You have the fire rod. You have the.
I might have been averse to checking the green pendant of
Oh
Ice
no, you
Palace.
didn't.
So
You
I
need to gain
might
for
have gone to
TR, but
Scovels. Yeah,
you
I
need to gain
think
for
it
TR,
came for
but still,
TR.
like, but still, like, you're
Yeah, the run
you're
would
doing
have
everything.
taken
Basically, that was what I meant.
my run would have
Everyone
taken
would have
like
found the
15
boots at
more.
least.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
true.
But it would have taken me like 15 minutes more, and that's quite a lot. That hint saved a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure.
We do have a couple more finishers. Ravis 10 finishing in 10th place with 149.56, and Humbug in 11th with a 153.28. Signums, meanwhile, is he going to Ice Palace? Oof.
Oh no.
Green Pendant. Green Pendant.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to assume he has forgotten Crystal Room exists.
Well, I think
Did you change him as well?
Our tracker
Shade
was
was
saying
telling
he
us.
actually
Yeah,
didn't go into
he didn't do
Blazer Bridge at all.
This may be like just lack of experience with inverted, like not realizing that you
Yeah.
can mirror over to laser bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might just not realize that you can do Turtle Rock with the mirror in this mode. I'm not sure.
This could also be like the sunken cost fallacy, right? Like, well, I've put off Turtle Rock this far. If it's there, then I'm definitely lost by everything. So let's dump everything into Pendant Ice Palace
I
instead.
mean, sure, I think that logic makes sense in 1v1 races, but in these big races, I don't think that sort of playstyle makes sense. Like, in a 1v1 race, if you skip Catfish, and then like 20 minutes later your options are Pendant Ice Palace or Catfish, then you're just going to say, okay, my opponent probably checked Catfish an hour ago, so let's just go
Yeah,
into
if it's
Pendant Ice
Catfish, you
Palace.
already lost.
Yeah.
I think for Signums, like assuming if he has like IRC open and he sees like a loose finishing of 129, it seems really unlikely at that point that the green pendant was the answer.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, I don't know, some people don't have IRC open when
Sure.
racing. I usually do. But
Yeah, I tend to keep it open until I'm in go mode, and then I'll close it.
I tend to keep it open so I can metagame GT Big Key if someone finishes
Yeah.
I
really
do the same
fast.
thing.
Yeah.
Or conversely, if I feel like the run has gone really poorly, but nobody's done when I'm in GT, I might just do some dumb shit. Go to Tall Room or whatever, you know? I don't do that very often, though.
It's really nice when it pays off, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never do Tile Room.
So, what's left for Signums after Ice Palace? Is there anything? I mean, besides Turtle
think
Rock.
it's just TR.
I imagine it
Yeah.
can't be much. At this point, I'm just gonna have to assume he has either forgotten or doesn't realize he can do Turtle Rock, because going back into Ice Palace for the green pennant seems like very much a last resort.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially considering he hadn't done laser bridge, right? So it's not just one check or something that he left in Turtle Rock. It's all of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, if it's the entirety of Turtle Rock, I'm going to assume he just doesn't realize he can do it. But who knows?
Oh. solid fight at least.
Yep.
So there's that green pendant, and it's going to be a bit annoying to go turned in. Although he does have Aga defeated, so he could just save and quit to Aga and run over.
I think he has a portal here. He's just gonna take it. He has a mace as well.
Yeah, you can just use the Ice Palace portal and swim over. Oh, he just has a mirror portal anyway.
Yeah, he seems to be pausing quite a bit, so I think he probably realizes he's missed something.
Probably. Also, shoutouts to the Red Guards.
Yep.
What happened to you? You got murdered by them?
I mean, no, but Eastern area post-Aga is real
Cancer.
obnoxious.
There is the piece of heart from Sahasrara, and Signums is taking another pause. Trying to rack his brain, I guess, figure out what he's missed. So, Chad, if you can get some energy, let him know he needs to go to Turtle Rock. Don't literally let him know it's a race, but you know what I mean. Well, do you guys have any other thoughts about the seed? I guess we've kind of been here a while.
I actually liked it, but
It was fun.
I actually
Yeah, it
liked
was-
it. Yeah, like,
It was fun as always. I really like inverted. It always ends up being fun for me. So I hope I'll get more chances to play it.
especially when you haven't played it a while, having that seed that kinda puts the item where in the sensible spot in inverted, basically, like early Ice Palace. Not talking about the hammer, that's something else, but and that crystal roller room is just yeah.
Yeah, this one was like an actual inverted seed, no stupid just free light world access in Village of Outcast, and then you're just playing normal open mode. It was just actually inverted with the early Ice Palace and the caneless Turtle Rock shenanigans. It was fun.
Yep.
Well, Signums is not sure now what he's doing. Checking how the island. Yeah. There's not much more else to say. He just needs to get to Turtle Rock. And unfortunately has forgotten it or doesn't know he can go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say this is no longer a gamble. He just doesn't have the information he needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one looks like he's just rechecking stuff, so.
Might as well, right? Not even the clutch full heal.
Now he's doing the race game, which has a heart container. Well, he's hasn't forfeit yet, so he really wants to try to finish this seed. So for those of you wondering, the fire rod is in Turtle Rock Crystal Roller Room. In order to get there, he has to mirror into Laser Bridge, get the big key and a couple of small keys, and then mirror to the middle of Turtle Rock, run into Crystal Roller Room, grab the fire rod, then go to Skull Woods to get the Cane of Samaria to finish off Misery Mire. So it's a kind of a convoluted little path, and these kind of things can really trip runners up who are not very familiar with inverted. And yeah, at this point he's just he's rechecking things that he's already checked. We do have a 12th place finisher, Shiva Hayes 87 with a 207.25. We have had a number of forfeits in this race too, so this has definitely not been a kind seed.
I mean, this is definitely the kind of seed, right, where if you're not familiar with inverted, you're going to get chipped up, as we're seeing here.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, Signums is going to try to finish the seed off, I suppose. But for us, we're going to wrap things up here. We want to thank all these runners, Illis, Goomba, Signums, and Lin Lin for being on the stream. I'll put a link in chat here. There it is. Yeah, so if you do want to watch Signums try to finish the seed, you can go follow him on Twitch. I want to shout out to our trackers as well. We had Sheepy Mama and Semper Fire Dog. And my co-commentator, of course, Koi, and myself, I've been Etium. And that's going to do it for us. So thanks for watching, everyone. And Coy, do you have any final thoughts?
Just much love to all of the runners and trackers and commentators and Twitch chat. We could not do it without you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. And come on, send your best wishes to Signums. Go to his stream and just say hi. He needs some support right now, you guys. But we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Later.